Today's horoscope, Sagittarius August 24th, 2024. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. There can be some tendency for mental nervousness today. Try to avoid overthinking and aim to connect with what you want to do so that you can factor your heart in as well. You may be looking to feel vital through your experiences with others. While there can be some problems with misunderstandings, your good cheer and optimism can help strengthen close relationships. Ideas that come to you intuitively today can be significant. You're thinking about ways to expand your life experience beyond the routine, and you can be very excited about your prospects, new insights, and mind-expanding theories today. Sharing ideas with or about a partner can be in focus. You could feel like a love and sex magnet today. Sweet Venus, our goddess planet of attraction and pleasure, is still clashing with mighty Mars, her cosmic lover and the planet of sex and passion. If single, you could feel absolutely magnetic, as you are irresistible and able to hypnotize anyone that you meet. Just don't play with fire and end up seducing someone who isn't on the same page as you. This could create dramatic and explosive fights, especially if one party is feeling manipulated and controlled in the end. Share what you have been working on. Getting through a creative blockage is not easy. There might have been times when you have wondered if there was any end in sight. You have a chance to get back into the swing of things when Mercury retrograde in Leo trines Chiron retrograde in Aries. Start with reopening a passion project that you feel strongly about. Even if you have not focused on it in quite some time, you may find that it is easier to pick up where you left off. You have great ideas, but it's important to prioritize. First things first, how is your body working for you these days? The body is such a good friend to us, we must try to be as good to it as it is to us. Consider right now what you think would be good for you: more or less exercise? More or less sleep? More or less of certain foods? From visualizing comes goal setting, from the goals comes the power to take daily action. You will have everything you need today. The vibrations will push you to finish something up in your family and sentimental life. If everything hasn't seemed very simple lately, things will finish by working themselves out. You have the means of finding a certain amount of harmony because you are capable of creating goodwill around you. Be generous. Give, give, give without counting. Today, the sun will transition from your sector of adventure, travel, learning, and discovery to your career sector. This shift comes at a time when developments are already progressing well on the income, work, and career fronts. However, life won't suddenly become all about work with no room for leisure. Tomorrow, the moon will leave a playful and creative part of your chart and move into your work sector to join the sun in reinforcing professional pursuits, but not before connecting with planets that continue to support playfulness, creativity, and adventure. What makes the timing of the moon's monthly visit to your romantic sector is not just that it is here when the sun leaves an adventurous part of your chart, but as a sense of nostalgia deepens. Both planets in your romantic sector are already in retrograde motion, and with Mercury heading into his last weekend in retrograde motion in an adventurous part of your chart, you can expect a mix of romance, adventure, and nostalgia to deepen. Daily Planetary Overview. Why beat a dead horse, right? Sometimes, revisiting old wounds can feel like a necessary step, but today, the universe is encouraging you to take a different path. With Mercury retrograde in Leo trining Chiron retrograde in Aries, there's a gentle nudge to resist the urge to go back in time. While the temptation to reopen old issues might be strong, you might find that there's little to gain from it. Instead, why not shift your focus towards the future? There's so much good on the horizon, and by looking forward instead of backward, you open yourself up to receiving the positivity that's coming your way. Have you ever noticed that when you dwell too much on past hurts, it can prevent you from moving forward? It's like carrying a heavy backpack filled with things you no longer need. Today, you have the opportunity to lighten that load. By letting go of the past, you make room for new opportunities, experiences, and connections that are more aligned with who you are now. This isn't about forgetting what's happened, but rather choosing to focus on the good that's ahead. Now, today's energy also brings a sense of clarity, especially in your emotional world. You might feel particularly sensitive and more in tune with your desires. Use this clarity to bring a little more rationality to your relationships. It's a great time to strengthen the connections that matter most to you. Have you been feeling the pull to nurture certain friendships or partnerships? This is your moment to invest in those bonds. At the same time, it might also be the right time to gently let go of relationships that no longer serve you. Doing so with sensitivity and understanding is the best approach for everyone involved. Have you ever had to part ways with someone, not out of anger, but because you both had grown in different directions? Those moments can be bittersweet, but they also pave the way for growth and new connections. On the other hand, with all this emotional clarity, you might feel a strong desire to go after what you want, no matter what. And while that determination is admirable, it's important to keep things in balance. Be mindful of your actions, and try to avoid getting swept up in impulses that could lead to awkward or disagreeable situations. It's easy to stray from a sensible path into more destructive ways, whether that's indulging in excessive behavior with food, shopping, or even in your love life. We've all been there, right? Those moments when we think, why not, only to realize later that we might have gone a little overboard. If you find that things have come to a halt or aren't progressing the way you'd planned, don't get discouraged. Sometimes, the universe throws a curveball, and while you might not have bargained for a change of course, it doesn't mean all is lost. Instead of wasting all your energy trying to push through an obstacle, consider taking a detour. It might take a bit longer to reach your goal, but that detour could offer valuable experiences you wouldn't have encountered otherwise. Have you ever found yourself on an unexpected path that ended up being better than what you'd originally planned? Life has a funny way of working out like that sometimes. And if finances are on your mind, today's energy is perfect for settling outstanding financial matters. Whether you're tackling debts, budgeting, or considering larger purchases, your instincts are sharp right now. You're in a good place to make sensible investments, and the advice you receive is likely to be more conclusive than usual. Maybe you're thinking about making a big purchase, a car, a home, or something else significant. Trust yourself and the process. You've got this. I'd love to hear from you. How are you navigating this moment of letting go and moving forward? Have you recently made decisions to strengthen certain relationships or part ways with others? And what about your financial goals? Are you feeling that clarity to make smart choices for your future? Let's share our experiences and support each other as we embrace the good that's ahead. Together, we can move forward with grace, confidence, and a clear vision for what's next.